I'm Dennis Bragg at Lolo Pass. Winter's starting to catch up in the Northern Rockies, but researchers say this could become a rarity in the decades to come.
A new study from the Berkeley lab suggests our recent hit-or-miss winters are actually part of a larger trend, with mountain snowpack dropping since 1950 and no longer consistent on the April 1st data we've used to measure water runoff.
Some of our results of the study really point to a similar magnitude of loss by mid-century on the order of 20% and up to as high as 50% by end of century.
But we're finding that as the world warms about 1 degree Celsius since pre-industrial times across the Western US, that peak timing of April 1st is actually shifted earlier in time by about a week.
Rhodes, Cyrilla Woodburn, and their colleagues see a future where snowfall could actually become a rarity, starting in the coast ranges and spreading our way by the 2070s.
And so we coined this term low to no snow by using this a peak snow water equivalent metric combined with a percentile approach. And we use these percentiles because we didn't want to set a threshold of what a magnitude of SWE should look like to be normal or not normal and be applicable across different mountain regions.
Climate change impacts in the mountains are not an isolated kind of problem just for those communities. That water is distributed hundreds, even thousands of miles away.
And researchers tell me the problem is more far-reaching than just ski areas shutting down.
Trying to understand the amount of snowpack decrease in the future is not really the end-all be-all of the story.
What the report forecasts is a cascading effect, with less water meaning drier soils, shifting plant and animal species, and more fire. Not less moisture necessarily, but rain instead of snow.
And that's just simply due to the fact that the freezing point of water is non-negotiable, and that, as the world continues to warm by 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees into the end of the century, that freezing line, especially at lower elevations, shifts upslope, or it can't be persistent for long periods of time. So that just inhibits, even if you have same precipitation amounts, you just can't have snowpack accumulate and build and be maintained throughout the year.
You're going to have differences in years from one to the other. So, but you're looking at this picture over decades, right?
That's right. And that's where we really don't have that historical analog. And so I think that's where we're looking to try to understand what's the implications of prolonged periods of drought. What does it mean for sort of thresholds in our water system that sort of result in a quote unquote water failure?
Tomorrow we'll look at what researchers believe could be done to deal with the impending snow water crisis. At Lolo Pass, Dennis Bragg, MTN News.